My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. The English language needs another word for the word gossip because the word gossip is very inaccurate and judgmental. Essentially, it means talking about other people and other people talking about you. So, but what is wrong with that? From the moment we are born till we get into our coffins, we are in the midst of people. So it's natural that we would want to know know about the lives and circumstances of people we've known over the decades. Let me give you a snapshot of your life and my life or anybody's life. We are born in the midst of siblings. We've got parents, and then we have cousins also who we bump into when they come visiting you or you go visiting them. You got aunts, etc., etc. And you get to know more and more people. You join school, there's a class of 40, there are other people, another 500 kids, 600 kids, you see them, etc., etc. Then you go to college and your circle expands. Again, you are in the midst of people. So over a course of half a life or something, there's 60, 70 people you know quite well. And then you join an office and there are 15, 20 office colleagues. You become good friends with them also sometimes, and your social circle expands and contracts, etc., etc., and that goes on throughout life. So why the hell? What is wrong with me being interested in all the people who have known, and why wouldn't they be interested in me if they've known me? As it happens. But yet, gossip is a very judgmental word. That's all you do. There's a annoying sanctimonious creature who told me once. He said, I know him quite well. He told me once, that the lowest form of conversation is talking about other people. And this fellow who said that is the biggest bore around. If you're the first thing is, it implies, if you're not interested in all the people that you got to know over a lifetime, you must be the biggest bore on this planet, man. You must be the biggest bore on this planet. If I meet friends and we talk of issues, am I going to talk about the fiscal deficit or about the Indian economy or how solar power can transform India? A conversation should always be frivolous. It's works which should be serious. Oscar Wilde's words, not mine. So what is wrong with that? And yet the gossip word implies that you're getting malicious joy out of the sorrows of other people. Well, it is fun actually. There is a bit of malice which lurks in bit of us. I mean, I'd be very happy if a friend's wife ran away with their driver. Yeah. So, a little bit of malice is okay, yeah. And they'd also probably like it if my wife ran away with the driver or something. Well, and never mind, that's just a bit of levity in the. But another thing with uh, gossip, first of all, let's just remember one thing. We are the only species among hundreds of thousands of species which are capable of conversation and independent thinking. So why wouldn't he? A dog doesn't have a vast circle. A cat doesn't have a vast circle. No other human species does, but we do, and it's very healthy. You get to know of people, and the exposure to people teaches you a hell of a lot. Teaches you a hell of a lot about the good things they've done, about the mistakes they've made, and maybe they learn something that could apply to his life that is taken from my life. We learn so much. I mean, for instance, we know one thing, that joint families don't work. That married children should not live with their parents. That is better not to live with you and your brother and your sister all together. Nephews and nieces. It leads to friction because we see it and we hear of it. So we hear of it and we see it because we are in touch with people. So all this getting to know about other people equips you better for life. Jesus Christ, it's very simple. Another thing is, business partnerships don't work. Don't we see the biggest families splitting up, splitting up, splitting up? Always, always. So from those things, then you learn about arranged marriages. I mean, one thing that I've always been in favor of, love marriages, meaning where you get to know the partner. So if you choose a good partner, it's your smartness, and if you choose a lousy partner, it's you're to blame for choosing a lousy partner. But at least the choice is yours. And in this context, let me see. If a boy gets married to a girl, there should be a culture match. There cannot be a culture mismatch, because then sooner or later it leads to friction and perhaps separation and maybe divorce. So there's nothing wrong with gossip. Gossip. The English language needs another word. Gossip is judgmental. It just means that you're talking about other people and hoping that the worst thing happens to them. No, that need not be so. I can learn a hell of a lot from people and their lifestyles, and I'm sure there are things about me that helps them along also. Whether it's health, whether it's relationships, whether is that is how it is. I mean, the greatest form of joy across every happiness survey is fun and laughter with friends, school friends, college friends, old time friends, fun and laughter with friends. So that is how do you get to have good friends unless you fraternize with a lot of people and finally you zero down on somebody, a group of people who you really like and who like you. That's the greatest joy. Spending time with people who you like and people who like you. So, but you can't do that without talking about other people. In the course of our life, we get to know something like 150 people, and we get to know about little snippets from whose life, etc., etc. And we get to know a hell of a lot. Our knowledge expands, though we can't identify it. And in fact, it's so important. There's a loneliness epidemic in the world. People are lonely. People who never expanded their contacts, etc., they are so lonely. They don't have a person to talk to, whether it's Japan, whether it's America, whether it's this. And the loneliness is highest in places like London, etc., among the young people. So if you cut yourself off from people, then what the hell will happen to you? And that is and it's a medical epidemic. They equate the bad effects of loneliness with harm that is caused by smoking 10-15 cigarettes a day. Britain has a loneliness minister for loneliness. There's Japan has a minister for loneliness. The people who go to a mall, widows, etc., etc., or whatever, alone people, just to see people. Human beings are very, very socialized. There's so many times in Delhi or elsewhere, or in Goa or Manali, I'm all alone and I go have a beer in a restaurant. And it's not that I can't have it at home, but I get to see people, and and all of us dress up to be seen by other people, etc. And you want to see how people look, your age people, how you look and how you look to them, etc., etc. We all live for one another, yeah. What the hell? And people who pretend, that they don't like people, etc., etc. People don't like them either, because you can't, if you're not interested in other people, and other people are not interested in you. Life is reciprocal. It depends on reciprocity. If somebody throws you overboard or says, "Yeah, I'm not interested in you," so the other person will also, and sooner or later, the people who dislike other people or dislike company, or who are judgmental or combative, etc., etc., they end up all alone. You gotta smile, man. You gotta smile. What the hell, yeah? So this, that sanctimonious bore I referred to, who said that, talking about other people is the lowest form of conversation. That bore. If I talk about other people, doesn't mean I'm not interested in other things. Yeah, I may be interested in agriculture production, what's happening in the world, Ukraine, etc., etc. Does not Talking about other people doesn't exclude you from serious topics. So it's these people who are the sanctimonious people, who are the biggest bores, etc., etc. It's very, very healthy wanting to know about other people. It's a very healthy form of curiosity. And other people wanted to know of you. What's wrong with that, damn it? What's wrong with that? I just don't understand these sanctimonious people. Yeah, we have to talk about issues and all that. We are uh, okay, man. Talk about the fiscal deficit and empty a room when you enter it. All right. Well, friends, I talk such a lot of sense. So, for Christ's sake, no. Let me just add another thing. Gossiping, talking about other people or communicating with other people is there in our DNA. Please remember one thing, that human beings, we Homo sapiens, have lived a settled life only for 10,000 years, when agriculture came and cows and goats, etc., were domesticated. For that, 200,000 years before that, we were hunter gatherers. All of us, people all around, all over the world, bands of 50 people, 60 people, chasing animals to death, killing animals, eating communally, and all this. So that exchange of information, that goes back to 200,000 years. And that was the communication. Oh, there's a good cave here, be careful, there's snakes in that area, be careful, there's a swamp there, you may get stuck there, that's a good place for fruits and berries, etc., etc. So it's there in our DNA. It comes right from 200,000 years. So why wouldn't we? And that's how life is. If you reject this kind of life or that kind of thing, man, you'll be all alone. Well, friends, I think it's time for me to say goodbye. And for heaven's sake, yes, if you think I talk sense, please forward it to everybody and if you subscribe to my this video channel on YouTube, I'll be your slave for the rest of my life. Okay, man. Adios.